Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Apologies for being late there. We can blame Rob for that, all right?
I want time.
My computer did an update. You know, when you just need to do a quick restart, and it's like, I'll be with you in half an hour.
All right, Mickey, all right.
Yeah, Mickey, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like Rob.
No, I'm not like Mickey. I know which button turns it on.
Great stuff. But I wanted to do a pre-recorded one, and I'm really tired, and I thought, nah, fuck it, I'm not doing that. Let's just get let's get some lads in. Yeah, let's get the troops in, and we'll just do a live stream on a Friday before the Premier League kicks off, because Arsenal are going to get beat a little bit later, I think in an hour's time against Brentford.
Yeah.
I've got a feeling they're going to get beat anyway. But yeah, I just thought I would bring a group of Leeds fans together. You'll know them all. I have put the links in the description. I always forget to do that, but I have done it. So we've got Rob.
Nice work.
That's all right. Yeah. We've got Rob Mulholland, Lewis, and of course Luke from Orta Know Better. That is right, innit? 'Cause I sometimes say Orta Better Know. I sometimes get it wrong.
It is. The amount of people that get that wrong, I got towards the end of last season, I even got people from the podcast to do short videos to say, can you just say how are the seasons gone? Do you know what it is? Even Simon Johnson, who features regularly on the podcast, called us Orta Better Knows. So don't worry about it getting it wrong. It fucking happens.
Brilliant.
But it is Orta Know Better, OKB.
Yeah. OKB. That's what I have.
That one makes sense.
Yeah. I have put out OKB. So make sure you subscribe to all these players' channels and podcasts and all that sort of stuff. Lewis, what are you doing on your phone, mate? You're rude.
Just going up live chat, mate, see what people are saying.
All right, okay. Do get your comments in, guys. We will address some of them. If you want them to be answered straight away, then don't be tight and give me some cash, and we can do that. Otherwise, you'll have to wait. I'm joking.
Straight in with the marketing pitch.
Yeah.
No matter.
Can tell it's the weekend. He's skin already, Joe.
Yeah,
exactly.
The old, I won't see your comments if you don't bring me £2 routine. It's true, though, people. It's true.
Someone needs to buy an Everton ticket at a marked up price, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a madness, wasn't it? That was a madness.
It was expected, though.
Yeah.
Really? How does it work? I don't understand.
It doesn't. It's random, right? So I went through it because I only have a membership now. Like, I had a season ticket for years. I had to give it up for doing comedy based. I was never around, and I didn't have any money. But so now I'm just a member. So I had to go through that, and it's just random. I had 3 different tabs open on 3 different browsers, and they all went at different speeds. It's just random, I think, to be honest with you. It's just you go on it and fingers crossed.
Yeah. It's a bit of a nightmare. They're on about bringing in a balloting system next season.
I think that's better. Just so the random choice is just a bit fairer then, and just everyone gets the same random choice. You can't really complain then, is it? Yeah.
There's
no fair way to do it. Everyone wants to go. It's
Rob, do you still want that £300 for that ticket that we organised?
Sad for anyone who's missed out, because it's been a lot. Every game of this season will be special. So anyone who has missed, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, it's gone straight over.
Straight over.
Oh, I haven't even heard what's happened.
No.
Yeah, I had a Wi-Fi lag. I didn't ish. Shit.
We'll leave it like that. Leave it.
Right, Rob, it's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're being snide while it lags. Brilliant.
It wasn't even me.
I'm blaming you anyway.
Brilliant. I'll take it.
Brilliant. Right, Rob, I'll start with you then. What are your thoughts, mate, just ahead of this fixture? How are you feeling? How are the nerves? Are you nervous at all?
Well, to be honest, mate, I'm riddled with COVID. I've got the Delta, lad. So, that's been my main concern. So it's actually alleviated a lot of my nerves. But, I never feel good before these games. It's not that kind of excitement, is it? It's like, it's like you're going over the top of the trench tomorrow. It's that sort of feeling. I don't know. It's exciting because the reward is massive if we beat them, but also it's just always tense, isn't it? I feel like we're very well equipped for it, though. I feel like it's never. We're a great team. I'm excited to see us again. It's all like that lovely stuff, but it just means too much, doesn't it?
It certainly does. It certainly does, man.
First one of the season. It just makes my tummy feel horrid.
I remember it because I remember when the fixtures came out, And our lass was, she goes driving about the country anyway. So she was in this warehouse. She works at Travis Perkins, basically. She's not a builder or like that. She's one of the... shouldn't walk around with an odd cap and all that. Is that what they call it?
He wears the trousers, Joe.
Yeah, basically, yeah, mate. And I rang her up, right? And I was like, she was like, what's up? Because I have the kids. She thought something up. We've got Man United. And she went, I'm in a meeting, Joe. Like, what are you doing? I had no one to share it with, so I just thought I'd bring our last. Yeah.
The real crime there is saying Man United, but carry on.
Mate, I have a wide audience. So
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this neutral. I'm sick of this neutral stuff, Joe.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
Not tonight. No, yeah.
You can't be neutral on a preview where you clearly the one team.
Yeah, the Scummers. Okay, we'll call them the Scummers, mate. We will do, all right. But Lewis, how are your nerves, mate, ahead of this? This is huge, yeah?
I did a preview with Connor a couple of days ago, and I just said when tickets came out, season ticket holders, I had literally zero expectation of getting one. I had 6 devices open. I thought, do you know what? I'll go for it, but it's 800 tickets between 22,000 people. So, and I got one, no queue. The first time I've never had a queue in my life. I'm like, right. So I just kind of thought, well, I'm lucky enough to be there. I'm just going to relish in it, whatever. Obviously, I'll be annoyed if we get battered like 6-0, but say we lose like 2-1. I wouldn't go away from there. Do you know what I mean? I'd feel really like, I don't know, I'm not sure if ungrateful is the word, but just the opportunity to be there is enough for me. And it's the first time it's been full capacity in 16, 17 months. And the one game you could ask for to go for that is Scum away. So I'm just going to relish in it, whatever. We are the underdogs on paper, and anyway, anyone would expect us to lose, especially with the reinforcements they've brought in. I know Sancho's going to be involved, whether he starts or not, I don't know. But nerves-wise, I'm not like shitting myself, but the closer it gets, I'm more like, but what if we get battered, or what if we win? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, but I would hope it's like kind of a. I would hope it's like, well, I hope we win. I would hope for like a 1 or 2 all if it's a decent result. Put it that way, rather than us just get slammed. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
We're all so scarred by last season, aren't we? Like, this fixture last year was horrible.
It wasn't even losing 6-2. It was sat there going, and I'd barely even opened a can of dark fruit. Barely even opened a can, and McTominay had put it away. I'm like,
yeah, I sat down on the sofa and it went in, and I was just like, oh, there goes my hope and joy. Brilliant.
Like, no,
let's just watch this for 2 hours, shall we?
When a team starts fast, it doesn't always reflect on the opposite. 2-0 in 2 minutes. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right, everyone. That's right. So I would hope that we aren't naive. But we were that game. We were naive. They set up differently. They never start a game like they started against us that game. They knew exactly how we were going to play, and they changed the way they play. We did the same at Ellen Road. We knew how they were going to play and changed how we played, and be also smart with that. And we grinded out a dirty 0-0. So do you know what? You offered me 0-0 at Scum Shit. Now I'd bite your hand off because the
really 0-0.
Mate, of course I would. A point away.
No, man. You don't want to go there to watch a 0-0, surely.
No, but if you offered me a draw, whether that's 0-0, 1-1, I'd bite your hand off for a point away, mate. I don't care if it's... The day is going to be enough. The atmosphere is going to be enough. So you offered me a point there right now, I'd bite your hand off.
Imagine the atmosphere when we score the equaliser.
That's what I'm saying.
Obviously, I'd prefer like a 1 or 2 or 3-2 win. Obviously, but I'm saying if you offered me the draw guaranteed right now, even if that's 0-0, I'd bite. It's a point.
Draw, not a 0-0, man. Not a 0-0.
No, obviously. Obviously, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
You get
I bet you like really sort of crisps, don't you, Lewis?
Oh, mate, the bangers are well underrated. What you're about? You'll have a little tang, especially Walker's ones now. But you get what I mean.
Yeah, Andy concurs, really. He says, look, win, lose or draw, as long as the team give their all, it's fine with me. Thank you for the super chat as well.
Well, you'll get that.
Yeah, exactly. Is Rob still with
No,
us?
you'll get that under Bielsa, don't you? The team going fully at it.
It was just
I'm
still.
having a proper.
Right.
He's there. I think.
Tell you what, like, shall I pop?
Yeah.
Right, hello. I'm going to
Go on,
pop something in
Mickey.
the chat. Hold on.
Right.
I'll just let you know.
Luke,
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke, how are you feeling? Welcome as well, mate. Welcome, brother.
No problem. How are we all doing? Thank you for having me on. Yeah, man, I'm pretty relaxed. Luckily, I say luckily, I'm hosting a 7-year-old's birthday party tomorrow. It's my eldest birthday, so I'm gonna have to be like locking everybody in the garden while I'm trying to watch it on telly. Absolutely gutted. I was dying to go watch it. First game of the season, back in the stadiums. Do you know what I mean? But it's just one of them things. But relatively relaxed. It's not, like the Liverpool game started last season. It's a good barometer of where we might be throughout the season, playing one of the fancied sides so early on. I think in terms of nerves, I'm always nervous when we play, especially against scum. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them games that you just want to win, bragging rights. So yeah, all in all, I'm not overly nervous. It's not we're not expected to win. Do you know what I mean? So if we go out there and put a good account of ourselves in for 90 minutes and the team look fresh and put a bit of stick on the scum, then I'll be happy. Do you know what I mean? Even if we come away, even if we lose tomorrow, I'd still be happy as long as we put a good performance. Like I was with the Liverpool game last season. 4-3. We took a lot out of that 4-3 though.
Yeah. No, there is a load in that, to be fair, because that 4-3, it was like, even though we got beat against Liverpool, it was, we're back. We deserve to be. We can compete, all that sort of stuff.
I got slammed for that. I think I came on, not here, I'll have been on All Leeds TV. But I think, no, I didn't even mean it like that. I'll have been with Joe, talking to you, I think.
Yeah.
And I got slammed in comments because I said something like, we might have done a post-match review on my channel or something when I could be bothered doing them. Basically, I said something along the lines of, I was absolutely gutted. And you were like, what? And because it was because of how the game went. If it had been a case of they scored the winner on the 73rd minute and then the 1-4-3, then it would, because it was like 86th, 88th minute, and it was like, I was so Rob's stressed out so
He's
much.
all already.
I was so desperate for us to text them in the last few minutes, and we just lost it, and it was just like So if that's how it happened, if that's how it were to happen tomorrow, I'd be like, I'd be gutted, like absolutely gutted. If it were like 2-2 and they scored to make it 3-2 in like 88th minute, if it happened like that, I'd be absolutely gutted. I just hope it's if we do get beat, it's like a 70th minute winner and whatever. But if it's last minute, like anything like that, we lose something last minute, I'll just be flat out broken. So that's why I was so gutted with Liverpool. So I hope it isn't like that again.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I was gutted, but I think because it was the first day back in the big times, we give a really good account of ourselves. Every player battled
against
for
the champions
90.
as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling we'll do them tomorrow. I think they've got a fair few injuries. They've got, we've got the wind up as arse. We've got with Bales to signing and various other bits and pieces going on around the club. I just fancy us tomorrow. I think it's a good time to play scum as well. First day of the season, because obviously Sancho's brand new. Even if he does get game time, he'll have only had a week training with their
we're
lads.
apparently changing system as well from last season. They're apparently going 4-3-3 now. So
I fancy us.
Transition
I'll have a bit of money on us. I'll have a bit of money on us tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, that's because I'm a bit like you as well, Luke. To be honest, where my thought process is, there's that as well. Where my thought process is I know Leeds United under Bielsa notoriously start amazing. Out of the blocks, no one can handle us. Yeah, we go back to his first season. We peppered Stoke. We then second season Bristol City. Okay, we lost against Liverpool, but we were phenomenal.
We have scored 3 in an opener under Bielsa.
Yeah, there you go. And if Salah doesn't have a worldy performance, which he did that day, he scored a hat trick. Two of the goals were unreal, to be honest.
It was a soft penalty as well.
And a penalty.
It was a soft penalty.
that rule got changed as well.
It did, yeah.
Halfway through the season.
Yeah, but then
so
they should have had that. They should have had that other penalty when Van Dijk got taken down. So can argue.
Right, whose side are you on here, Lewis?
Exactly. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
It were cleaned out in box right in front of the goal. It didn't get given. But I remember the whole uproar about it. That's why. From Liverpool fans.
But I do think there's something in the fact that we start so well. That for me, I'm just not sure. Like, people were talking about Varane and Sancho, and a little part of me, and I know this might sound mad, but I said I won't mind Varane starting. I get he's elite, but to come in for your first game to go up against Leeds United,
has he even been announced?
Eh?
Has he even been announced?
No, that's what I mean. There were all this.
Are they even allowed to field a player that they're not announced?
No, they're not. I mean, he's not going to play. He's not going to play. But when I initially was chatting about this, was a couple of days out and saying I would prefer someone like Varane to play, not after he's had a couple of games, but for his first game to come in and be Leeds United. I think it would be tough to acclimatise to that, especially as a centre back. But, speaking to Man United fans who are saying anything's better than Lindelof. But, Lindelof's not a bad player. I mean, Man United kept a lot of shutouts last season, to be fair. So I wouldn't say...
They scored against us.
Yeah, well, I think they all did, didn't they, mate?
Yeah.
It was one of them, weren't it, where let me have a goal kind of thing. It was it was brutal, that. How do you think we go about this game, Luke? Because people have asked me this question, and obviously towards the back, if you just compare the two games, you've got one where we went hell for leather, were a little bit naive, man marking system was all over, Bruno Fernandes pulled Kalvin out.
That was the biggest flaw, man marking.
Yeah, gap straight through, they beat us 6-2. Then we go on the flip side, it's 0-0. At our place, we went, you could say, a little bit more conservative. Well, it was much more conservative. But where do you see it, Luke, this time around? Where would you prefer us to be?
So I think everybody will probably say somewhere in the middle, not overly conservative. Although we got a good point, and we did really well against the Super Six towards the end of last season, and a great record against them. I wouldn't want to tarnish that by going hell for leather again and getting pumped at Old Trafford. I had a conversation with a couple of Scum fans earlier on in the week, and I was like, we will not start like we did against you last season. It won't be anything like that, so don't even expect it. I think if on either side of it, I would say probably more towards the conservative, with us being away as well. What would I rather see? I'd rather see a little bit of the mixed. You know what I mean? I'd rather see us going for it a little bit, but also being defensively strong. I put a tweet out earlier on actually about, and this is probably, it's not overly relative, but about with us potentially signing Hjeld, or however his name, however you pronounce it.
I say Hijeldi.
Does that therefore mean that Bielsa sees Koch as a more central defensive midfielder than he does as a defender, and therefore Kalvin pushing forward slightly in these type of games into the 8 role to cement that midfield up a little bit?
What do you reckon to that, Lou?
It's a good theory, because obviously Kalvin played a bit higher for England, and actually, did very well. And it's a side of him we'd not seen under Bielsa, and it's a side of him we'd not seen for a while pre-Bielsa. So I think he can definitely pull that off. Where does Bielsa see Koch as more of a CDM? He's played there, but does he see more of a CDM? I don't know. I can't really say that for sure. Do I think he's good there? I mean,
he's not Kalvin, is he? He's not Kalvin.
This is what I mean. When you think, is he good there, you think, well, he's not Kalvin. But, do we need to push Kalvin? I mean, obviously, yeah.
Just to come in on that, I don't know if you
it's an interesting one.
Bielsa was actually asked the question, and he said no. Like he was posed that question about potentially playing him a little bit higher of what we've seen in the Gareth Southgate in the Euros, and he basically said no to it in a roundabout way. He sees him as that number 4, doesn't he? As that,
Well, yeah, but it's a different system. So where would he play further up? Who are you going to drop to put Kalvin there? Like, what, you're going to drop Dallas? You're going to drop Rodrigo? You're going to drop or Click, or even No, like the system we've got is very much Kalvin, CDM, Click, and then either Rodrigo or Dallas or someone there who's going to create something. Whereas rip that out of there and try and mix things up, even if it's in certain games like against Scum or Chelsea or whatever. That's an experiment in itself, and even that could go wrong. So even though we've seen Kalvin's able to pull that off for Southgate under England, it's a completely different system and to the one he's used to with Leeds and to the one Bielsa's used to playing. So I doubt he'd mix that up. I think Koch will only play CDM when Phillips is unavailable, and we've seen that. And do I think he can play as well as Phillips then? No. Do I think he's more of a centre-back? Yeah. Never seen me head so big. Yeah, I would say no if you want a straight answer.
I don't think just to add that, I don't think for 1 second it's the solution. I don't think it's the best team that we could play for 1 second. But my thinking was, if we're signing another centre back, and I know he's going to be for the under 18, 23s or whatever it is, but there is that domino effect, and it almost, if we're signing a centre back for the 23s, that's almost pushing somebody else nearer to a starting position. We've got 4.
Is it just depth though?
Well, yeah, I hope so. Because I don't think Koch is good enough in there.
Do you not? In CDM?
No. In CDM, I don't think he's good enough at CDM for.
Well,
I think.
I'd go as far as to say, and I don't know if you guys agree. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but if Kalvin doesn't start that game in the CDM and it's Koch, we lose.
I think you're probably right.
Is that harsh to say that before we've even kicked off?
No, because the results back it.
Yeah, and I'm not like putting a slat on him. I just think
the performance back it.
The quality they have though as well in the forward areas. I don't think Robin Koch would. I'm just not sure he's up to that yet.
It's not, mate. It's not even an unfair comment. It's no offense to Koch at all. It's you rip Phillips out of that system, and everyone around him just seems lost like that.
You look at the games when he was suspended last season. We
really
struggled.
Integral. He's integral, and he's like. But if you were to pick the one player we cannot sell, it'd be him, because it's like he makes everything tick. And we've seen when he's suspended or when he's injured, it just doesn't. We might grind a result out still, but it just doesn't. It don't flow as quick. It don't click. It's just.
You don't look the same team, do we, Lewis?
No, not at all.
You don't look the same team without. We miss almost a completely different dimension when he's not in the team, because he reads the game so well. He almost sort of just is just attracted to the ball. You know, when it's in his area, he just.
We opt for 3 at the back
one
as well,
step,
which don't work a lot of the time. So
it just seems to be that one step ahead of play all the time, and we miss those those long diagonal balls out as well and things as well. So we almost lose a defensive and an attacking option when he's not there.
Yeah. How are his thoughts? Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about the lineup and what we expect. So, do we think that obviously we know Junior Firpo's not made the last 2 games of pre-season, but he's fit? Would you guys like? Would you guys like to see him start straight off the bat, meaning that Dallas can go into midfield, or because? Where my head's at is though that maybe because he hasn't had games, although he's fit, I think Bielsa could go with Dallas and leave Click and Rodrigo in midfield.
I think you're right. I don't think Firpo starts. We know what Bielsa's like. So yeah, I think you're quite right. I think Dallas starts at left back tomorrow. I wish it was Firpo. I think
on Bielsa's previous, you would expect him not to just throw a player in there. But the difference with him not doing that with Rodrigo, for example, and somebody's made a good point, is that we had a lot of depth in midfield, whereas left back is literally Dallas or Firpo, and Dallas in midfield can also be integral. So whether he thinks, actually, I need Dallas in that midfield, which means I'm going to have to play Firpo left back. Firpo's fit enough. If he thinks he's had enough game time, he's already gelled clearly. That ball to Bamford, that little 1-2, he's capable of getting in. If he starts, I wouldn't turn around and go, "Is that?" I'd be excited to see him play. I think he's good enough to start tomorrow, 100%. But if not, you would expect Dallas left back, Rodrigo midfield with Click and again, Phillips. There's doubt for Phillips tomorrow. Whether is that just mind games? Bielsa doesn't tend to do that. I don't know, but he's apparently a doubt. I mean, it's news to me. He's been in training every session. It was no news of him having a knock or anything. I would expect him to start. So I don't really know where that's come from. But if he doesn't, then you'd expect Cox CDM. You'd expect Coops and probably Ayling centre back or Strike and. Ayling centre back, you don't want 2 left footers, so it's a difficult one. But hopefully we have a recognisable lineup.
Yeah. What do you guys make to? Obviously, the centre back partnership for me is going to be Robin Koch and Liam Cooper, and I'm happy with that. That's just where I am as a person. I still love Cooper. He's our captain. I think the organisation we seen from him in the Villarreal game. You could see that. You could see what he brings to the side. Where are you, Luke, with regards to the meaning Pascal then drops to the bench? What are your thoughts? Or do you think he'll go Pascal and Koch?
I have a feel. I don't think he'll miss Cooper out. I think Cooper's an absolute fantastic servant to the club. However, I think that our best starting centre backs would be Pascal and Llorente if fit.
Yeah.
And I think Pascal just adds that different option with his height and his strength. He's almost like I hate to say in comparison, but almost like what Van Dijk is to Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know he's not nowhere near that level yet. I'm not stupid, but he offers that, and we've seen it with his bullet headers from some of the corners and the way he defends. Yeah, he's got a mistake in him as a young kid. But those two would be my starting centre backs. However, Bielsa is obviously really loyal. Cooper's the club captain, so I don't ever see him being dropped unless suspended or unless he's injured. So yeah, I think you're probably right tomorrow. I think he favours Koch and Cooper.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean that would be our best duo, but obviously I 100% agree with it if they're available. If when they're available, Pascal and Llorente is our best pairing.
Yeah, I think this is what I'm saying. So for me, I'm happy. Yeah. So for me, I would have Cooper. Because I guess I'm just trying to gauge from you guys. I think tomorrow when that lineup comes out, right, you're going to see Dallas at left back. Yeah. You're going to see maybe Koch in the CDM, Cooper at centre back alongside the it would be Cooper and so then Strike and Cooper. To be fair,
you can't play Strike. You can't play Strike and Coops centre back.
But if Kalvin's not quite
but you can't. You've got 2 left footers.
So who would you start there, Luke Ayling?
Yeah, it'd go, mate. It'd go.
I don't know about that. Mate. I think it's a good position to be in.
It'd have to be Coops.
It's a good headache to have, isn't it, at the minute? Because I mean, you look back at last season and the season previously, where Kalvin was starting at centre back and Berardi, and it's a nice position to be in where we can't pick between us the best two or the most suitable two for our starting game of the season. Do you know what I mean? It's a real nice headache to have. But yeah, I mean, I won't be disappointed regarding the lineup. We trust in Bielsa. Yeah, we can disagree with some things that he says if it doesn't work out after 90 minutes. But you've got to trust the process, haven't you? At the end of the day, the guy gets paid a lot of money. He's well respected. We can't really start throwing hammers at him for picking something we don't think has quality.
Would he just opt for 3 at the back? I mean,
I don't think so.
I would hope not.
Not against a 4-3-3.
No, because we'd get peppered. If they are playing their 4-3-3, if that's true.
Yeah,
apparently they are.
My only concern is obviously that Kalvin. There was mentions he should be okay. He should be okay, but he's not played a lot of games. And there's a difference to being on the training pitch and games. So let's say, for example, we do get, Koch has to play in the CDM. Dallas has to play at left back, and then the centre backs are then Cooper and Strauch, or is it Ayling who moves in? Then who the hell's going to play at right back? It's a bit of a mad.
Play right back.
It is a bit mad. It is a bit mad. But hopefully, Firpo starts. Kalvin's in the CDM and Dallas is alongside.
And everyone's happy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just thinking. I don't tune into it, but I can imagine the replies to the lineup would be absolutely insane.
I mean, our best lineup, if everyone were available, would surely be Melia, Ayling, Struijk, Llorente, Firpo, Phillips, Harrison, Dallas, Click, Rafinha, and Bamford.
Oh, you'd have Click over Rodrigo.
You wouldn't have Rodrigo and Dallas midfield, surely, or would you?
I think that's what he would go with. Well, yeah. If Firpo plays left back, I think we'll go Dallas and Rodrigo.
Do you think if he played Dallas Rodrigo tomorrow, if Firpo,
yeah.
You think Click will just not get much game time this season if they were available?
I think Dallas would be his number one.
Is that bad news for Click then?
See, I don't know. I have a funny feeling that obviously he likes flexible players in different positions. I think he sees Dallas as the backup left back with being a backup midfielder as well. And I know it sounds horrible, given him the player of the season. That's what I'm getting at. I think, It
seems you're saying he seems loyal to Dallas, but obviously he is. Yeah, but to Click, he just seems, like he could have a stinker and still get game time. I know he had that little bit of time out back in the last season where he were on bench and coming on.
He came back really well from it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I just think he wouldn't get permanently dropped. So again, that's another complete different discussion about the midfield. Whereas would you have Dallas and Rodrigo? Would you have Click and Rodrigo? Would you have Click and Dallas? It's just, I mean, Rodrigo needs game time himself. Yeah, and that's a big. Yeah, exactly. He has to play, especially if he's fit. So it's just another.
Just to add to that, I think against teams like Scum and potentially the biggest and the top heavy sides, I have a feeling he may play Dallas and Click together because obviously Click works a lot harder than potentially Rodrigo does. However, I think probably against teams that we potentially should be beating and really putting it on, I have a feeling Rodrigo starts over Click.
Okay, so tomorrow then, give us your lineup, Luke.
The lineup I prefer, sorry, Lewis or Luke.
No, Luke. Sorry. You got similar names, yeah, Luke.
Yeah, Lewis, wait your turn. So my preferred lineup, if everyone's fit, or the one that I think is going to be announced because they might be different.
Yeah. What you think is going to be announced? Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with obviously Meslier, Dallas at left back. I'm going to go with Cooper and Koch, and Ayling at right back. Kalvin at CDM, Click and Dallas in central midfield, and you got Harrison and Bamford and Raf.
Is that same for you, Lewis?
No. I think slight change. I think the only change is Dallas at left back and Rodrigo midfield will Click.
So you think Firpo starts, do you?
Did you? No.
Sorry, you mean,
yeah. So Luke thinks Firpo start.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I said no.
Did you not?
No, I said Dallas at left back.
You said Dallas twice then, Luke.
You said Dallas
twice. Well, 2 Dallas then.
Yeah, you said Dallas. That's what I mean. You said Dallas in central mid. I'm like,
Yes, we'll have 2 Dallas playing. Sorry, I'll have upper right guy.
There's not 2 different names. I'm Lou, not upper right guy.
Yeah. Sorry, Dallas at left back, and then Rodrigo and Click in midfield.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well then, same lineup for me then. Yeah.
Sorry.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Bad from you, that Luke. Bad from you.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Play him twice. Hey, we could do with 11 Stuart Dallases,
couldn't we? Right. So, what needs to go well then, Lewis, for you tomorrow for Leeds United to get a result? What needs to go well?
Oh, man marking for a start is even though I've spoke to a couple of Scum fans and apparently they're on Twitter and apparently they're changing the system to 4-3-3. Whether that's reliable information, I don't know. But especially with them and the way I've seen them play under Solskjaer, man marking is pivotal against them. Doubling up on players. They're so quick, they're so intricate, especially when they get into the box. They'll make you trip them up. They're so fast, they'll get through gaps. You can't allow them. We need to play it dirty from the get-go. We need to start slow, in my opinion. We can't start naive and just go at them because they'd expect that from us and they'll just punish us for it. We need to make it annoying for them, and I think it needs to be essentially how we played against. And they're very two different sides. Don't get me wrong, but we made Man City play like scum when we were down to 10 men. I think we essentially need to play that type of game where we're going to have to defend a lot and be very careful in terms of opening space up and be very careful in the box if and when they get in there. Especially giving set pieces. We know they've got Bruno, and we saw the free kick he put in against Everton in pre-season. We cannot afford to give him any free kicks in areas like that or any corners. We saw Maguire's bullet header against Everton. He'll be ready for that. So set pieces are going to be of real danger. We need to be honest game defending them, but the man marking and the way we play the game, it just needs to be slow. And I think we need to play it like we played against City when we had 10 men and just take that chance on the break when we can, instead of trying to constantly go at them because we're just going to get caught on break or they've got the players to punish us with that. We tried doing it against Spurs. They punished us. We tried doing it against Chelsea. They punished us, and we did learn in the reverse fixtures at home. So I would hope we've learned now going back away this season that we play differently, and I think that's how we're going to need to set up against them. But who knows how they're going to set up because they're changed as well. So who knows what Solskjaer's got up his sleeve?
He's got no up his sleeve.
Well, you don't not, but he's brought new players in. He's changed the system up, so who knows what they've been. They did look good in pre-season.
See,
tore Everton and Newcastle. So
yeah, but pre-season means no. They got beat.
I know
by QPR.
You say that, but
yeah, but they got beat by QPR. They got beat by QPR 4-1.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Good point. I
So,
forgot about that.
Do you know how I see between like Solskjaer and Bielsa? So Solskjaer's like that kid from school and that didn't have many mates and used to buy people sweets to try and make friends. He's got all this. He's spending all this money. Absolute shite, dog shit coach, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then you've got Bielsa, just the most modest, nicest coach. He's got Leeds, all of us playing for each other, and that's what's going to be key to our victory tomorrow. We've got to work hard for each other, and we'll beat them tomorrow. You watch.
Yeah. They've got the quality, and I agree with that. They've got the quality, but they're not what I'd call. They don't have that togetherness, and they haven't had that for a very long time. I don't think. Like Pogba don't even want to be there.
Exactly.
Pogba don't even want to wear it. Like he's tried to leave 3 times. It's not a great sign.
They all want to be top boy. That's how they are. The flash bastards. And don't get me wrong, they've got some fantastic talent in that team. I absolutely hate them, but they've got some real good players. And I would imagine probably any of their start 11 would potentially walk into our side if. On merit. On merit.
Even just the experience, the Premier League experience.
But under Bielsa, they wouldn't. But Bielsa wouldn't pick it.
No.
I would probably think maybe 2 or 3 of their team would get in our starting lineup on Bielsa's merit. So that's the difference in the teams. And I think that's what's going to be massively key to us tomorrow. Is we're going to work hard, work as a unit, not go daft and let McTominay him twice within the first fucking 5 minutes. But we'll be sound. We'll be sound.
Yeah. Who are you most concerned about then from their team then, Luke?
I think obviously you got it. I mean, I think he's a flat track bully, but Bruno Fernandes, you can't really look past him. Do you know what I mean? He's absolutely gash against all the big sides. He's proven that. He's pretty.
Phillips pocketed him at Ellen Road.
He did. Phillips pocketed him, but I think he is key, and he does like bullying lesser players, shall we say? So against the smaller teams, he'll score 2 or 3 good free kicks. He'll play some, flare passes and that. But he's always a danger. He's got that class when he can be arsed. So I think he's probably going to be the danger man. Obviously Sancho as well if he plays. Although I don't think he's probably been with them long enough to be as big a danger as what he might be later on in the season when we play him at Ellen Road.
Yeah, I think Lewis obviously, let's say, is deadlocked, and I think Luke's bang on the money there with the players that we need to watch out for. Of course, Pogba, if he turns up as well, can be a difference maker. He's an exceptional player. I know a lot of people don't see it, but he is. I think Maguire's great. Obviously, Luke Shaw's brilliant left back, arguably best left back in Europe. But I think, the Bruno Fernandes, of course. I mean, he had a rubbish Euros as well, so there's a lot for him to... I don't know, prove for me anyway. Do you know what I mean? There'll be a lot on it. Well, you had a rubbish Euro, so want to have an amazing season tomorrow, starting tomorrow. But just Jadon Sancho, the possibility, it's 0-0, 70 minutes. You can call it already, can't you? Jadon Sancho gets brought off the bench to run at Stuart Dallas. He's going to win that battle, surely.
But then do we bring Firpo on?
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Because with 20 minutes left, he's fit enough. Do you know what I mean?
I hope it's not bloody 0-0 anyway, Joe. We spoke about that at the start. Chuff me.
No, 70 minutes, though. 70 minutes.
Yeah, that's not doing it.
If it's 0-0 at 70 minutes, Lewis will be like, yes, what a day. What a day.
Ready salted crisp for tea.
Nah, I said if you offered me guaranteed draw now, if it's 0-0 on 70 minutes, I won't be able to tap that. I'd be like, someone's going to have to. And you can guarantee it'd be like an Harry Maguire header from a corner in like 89th minute or something stupid like that. And he'll go celebrate in front of all dead limbs in Stretford End. So, I can't believe none of you mentioned Dan James.
Yeah, do you think?
Guarantee he's going to start. Oh,
yeah, I said that. Yeah.
It's like the one trick up Solskjaer's sleeve. Oh, we're playing Leeds. Let's play someone fast. Like, all right, well, go on then. He's got no end product. Yeah. He can run past us, but let him go past us, and it's still dangerous. So again, that's where the man marking comes in. You need to double up on players like that because to get past you, you're in trouble. And there will be instances.
A bit of a slug in it, you know what I mean? He's pretty slow when you compare him to some of these wingers and strikers in the Premier League. I mean, he's not the only one. There's a lot of slow defenders in the Premier League, but they tend to get found out against these speedsters like Dan James and Jadon Sancho as well. They're no slows, do you know what I mean?
I just can't believe people are calling for Coops to be dropped.
No.
Because even though I agree that Pascal and Llorente are our best centre-back partnership, because it's proof on merit from what we've seen. Coops was, I think, might have this wrong, but I'm pretty sure stats-wise, and this might be because he just played more than anyone else, but I'm pretty sure stats-wise he was our best centre-back last season, no? In the Prem?
I think you're right. Yeah, I think all stats out. We put something out. Oh, it might have been the other guys who used to work with Joe. What was that? All stats out.
All Leeds TV.
No, the guy who did the data, LUFC data. Somebody like that. I think it was one of the two. I can't remember when, so I apologise.
It was just Joe's phone a friend. They never worked together. Just Joe's phone a friend.
Yeah, they brought that graph out. I know what you're talking about, Lewis. That highlighted how good he was in terms. I think I don't know if it was aerial duels, tackles won, or whatever. And he was streets ahead of any other defender at Leeds. So I definitely did see that, but. Your eyes don't lie, do they?
For me, I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes
I know this. All this. I get it about Pascal, but I still think Cooper's the one for me, man. But then again, maybe I love him too much, don't I? Obviously, but I still think he's the one for me.
I love him.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying. Yeah, but you want him dropped. You're out of order.
I don't. Joe, don't be spreading rumours. I get enough grief online.
Yeah, Joe.
I get enough grief online as it is.
Making people think there's a problem between people's bad. You shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well. Just on that as well. I think Connor's coming on next week anyway. So hopefully I'll the reunion. Chat with him or something. Yeah, the reunion. Yeah, Return of the Mac. Right.
Let's got so many players out as well.
Yeah, they have.
Cavani,
they have.
Rashford. Yeah. Sancho's not starting. Varane's obviously not starting.
Martial's rubbish.
They're playing Martial up top, aren't they? So they'll play. Yeah. So what we expect?
Click this up. If there's any Man United fans here, click this up. Martial's rubbish.
20-goal season striker now.
Yeah.
100 million.
I carry on talking a minute, but I'm pretty sure their expected lineup.
So for me, it's obviously David De Gea in goal because Henderson's isolating, and they'll have Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right.
Yeah.
Left back, I'm not sure about Luke Shaw or Alex Telles. I'm not.
I put Shaw.
I think it will be, but I don't know if he's quite fit yet. He probably will, but Alex Telles I know is definitely out, so that's what I meant about that. So
right, okay.
I mean, if Luke Shaw's not in as well, I don't know who plays left back for him. That's what I meant. Sorry, centre back will be Lindelof,
Maguire and Lindelof. Yeah,
I think he will go with McTominay and Fred. I do think he will go with that because it worked for him last season.
I put Van de Beek and Matic.
Yeah, well, that's what he's been trialing, hasn't he, in pre-season? So I'm just not sure. For me, does Matic have the legs of what McTominay and Fred give him against Leeds United? I'm not sure.
No, and McTominay and Fred dominated us in midfield. So I mean, whether he'll look at that game, but again, we're not going to be playing like that. So
no, exactly. But this is where it comes into question.
Yeah,
though, when we were talking about Bielsa and Ollie. All Ollie did previously was like, right, whoever my fastest players are, they're going on the pitch. Hence the Dan James one, right? And it worked a treat. In the reverse fixture, he went, I'm going to do the same.
Didn't work.
Bielsa's like, nah. So I think for me, Ollie's not a coach. I've got the best players in the world, and I'm just going to bring in the exciting players and put them out there.
We looked at how they played against us.
Quality, right? They should beat us on quality.
Absolutely.
They should.
Oh, yeah.
But
happy to admit that.
Yeah. It's go on, mate.
I think you're right, Jojo. Just to nip in. I think he's. I actually think he's that crap and dogger of a coach that he'll try and play. They're pretty much the same midfield that beat us at Old Trafford last season. I don't think he's got it in him to think Bielsa will be thinking differently and that we're going to play a little bit differently. I actually think that Ollie's that stupid that he thinks that we're going to go and attack and play the same exact game that we did at Old Trafford last season. So I'm with you. I think he'll go for McTominay and Fred.
For all that you just said, it's very interesting to see that, so obviously we get slammed at Old Trafford. Come to Ellen Road, we change the way we play. He's playing the same way, and it doesn't work. So it'd be interesting to see if this time round Solskjaer would think, right, I need to change how we play to counter how they played at Ellen Road, like Bielsa did with, we need to change how we play because of how they played at Old Trafford. Will Solskjaer do what Bielsa did? Yeah. Or will they still try and play the same way? And this time, third time's a charm. We actually take it to them this time and be like, right, we've changed the way we play once, and we're 0-0. Now we're going to change it again. We know exactly how to punish you, and this time we're going to beat you. So it'll be interesting to see that coaching battle. I mean, hands down, Bielsa's a better coach anyway on merit, but
Ollie's not a coach. Ollie's not a coach.
Well, no, it's a former player who got linked with the club and got the job after managing who were at Cardiff.
Yeah, I'm still convinced Alex Ferguson's running the show and just tells Ollie what to do, personally.
Yeah. Throw a boot at Pogba.
I think they'd be doing a little bit better than they are if that were the case.
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's
and
fair.
What's your predicted forward? Because I've gone James, Fernandes, Pogba, and Martial, which I think that's obvious now, surely.
No,
Greenwood is in there.
I think he'll go James. I think he will go Greenwood, and I think he'll go Martial and Bruno in behind with McFred.
Do you think he'll drop? He won't play Pogba then?
I don't think he'll play Pogba. No,
I don't think he'll play Pogba. He didn't start Pogba against us last time, did he?
No, he didn't. But he probably could. That's what I'm saying. He will just go speedsters, man. That's all he'll do. He'll think, right.
And work rate as well.
Yeah, and he'll just think, right, we'll just catch him on the counter. That's all he'll want to do, trust me.
Which is what if they do play like that, we can't allow them to do that. This is what I mean about like the space, playing slow and the man marking. If we don't keep tabs on any of that, we are going to get punished. It's a fact. Like they've got everything in them to be able to do that. We can't be, again, naive. We have to manage it how they play rather than just playing the same way against everyone, because you can only do that for so long until you realise actually we do need to change it up against certain teams, and we did start to do that back end of last season.
My main thing, we'll go to score predictions because, as I say, I do want to watch the start of the Arsenal-Brentford game, so we'll start tying it up, boys. But
I've run out of beer as well.
For me, my main hope tomorrow is, right, I think we're going to nick it. Okay, I do. I've been saying 2-1 for a while. Anyone who watches my show or channel will know it's that. 2-1 I've been saying. I think we win the game. I think the fact that we'll go in all guns blazing, I think, look, any other team that we'd have played last season, that first game, other than Liverpool, I think we'd have steamrolled, genuinely. It's just because Liverpool they're a similar sort of side, and it was like fire with fire, and you've got Salah, you've got Van Dijk, etc. I just don't know. This is where my head's at anyway. I think we'll win the game 2-1. And the main thing I want to take from it is that there is so much optimism among Man United fans at the minute due to the summer they've had. Yeah, they're spending some money, right? Okay, there's still some Ollie outers and all that sort of stuff, and some of them know they ain't going to do it with him in charge. But for me, it would just be amazing to see us go there, them lose on the opening day to Leeds United, the old rival, after buying Sancho and Varane and all this stuff. And then it'll just be Ollie out everywhere. And that's my main hope for tomorrow. Like, it would just be amazing to see that.
Yeah.
Luke, talk to me. Score prediction, mate. Thoughts?
I've stuck by it on everything that I've predicted on. I'm going for a high scoring game. I said I reckon if I'm going to have a bet tomorrow, I'm going to have Leeds to win and over 3.5 goals. So I'm going for a 3-2 Leeds win.
3-2. Wow. Who scores?
Yeah, I think Bamford gets one for us early on. Puts us on the back foot. They go 2-1 up, and then we nick 2 in the final 15-20 minutes. Bamford, Harrison, and Phillips.
That would be amazing, Lewis. Beats a 0-0 any day of the week. That done it. 4-3.
Yeah, and you're going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. You lucky git. So, Lewis, what's the perfect day for you, knowing that you're going there as well?
I mean, you can't ask me what the perfect day is. Are you going to ask me my score prediction or my perfect day?
Perfect day is going there, meeting the bird, going back.
Perfect day is it being 2-2 on 89th minute and Kalvin Phillips the bullet header from a corner. But I'm going to say it's 2-2. I'm saying 2-2. A hopeful 2-2.
Yeah. Go for Desmond.
Desmond 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, as long as we don't win, it's that's the main thing. I'm traveling.
As long as we don't win. As long as we don't lose.
No, as long as they don't win.
Oh, I'm gonna say.
But I'm traveling down to London in the morning. I'm on the Don Robbie YouTube channel doing watch along on there. So with him and a Man United fan. So as long as we don't get battered, then I'll be all right. Otherwise, we might have another clips up scenario. I might be. No, I'm not having this. You know what I mean? It might be another one of them scenarios for me.
Who's a scum fan? Do you know yet?
It's called Ninks, mate. It's called Ninks. He's got a channel. It's no one. I say it's no one. If he's watching this by any chance, he might be someone. I don't know.
I'm meeting this prick tomorrow.
No. I did not say that. I'm going down there, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be mad. So for those that were expecting a watch along, I'll be down in the LDN. So watch that if you're about. Boys, what can we expect from you after the game then in terms of content? Luke, what will you be doing over on the pod?
Well, we're hoping. Well, half of the lads are going to the game. They've got tickets for Old Trafford. The other half are out in Leeds on the piss. I'm managing a 7-year-old's birthday party, but what we tend to try and do is try and get some after the game content out. So we're still in deliberation as to how we're going to do that. Whether we might leave it till if we win, then it'll probably go straight out. Everybody will just be pissed up wanting to get on there. If we lose, we might just put that off till Sunday. But we've got loads of stuff coming up. That's the Brady and Coke. We've got the main pod going out every Tuesday live through YouTube and Twitter and that as well. And then we've got a few interviews to look forward to for this season as well.
Good stuff. The link is in the description as well, guys. So make sure you give each of the guests. Even Rob was here as well, but he's poorly and texted me. Look at. He said, I'm ill, my wife. I said, not going to lie, mate, you did look a bit ill, Rob, in all honesty. You still looked under the weather. But Lewis, well, we'll all be looking forward to your vlog, no doubt. I know I'll be checking that out once that's done. What else have you got planned, mate?
Yeah, I'll film a bit of footage there and whack that all together. Obviously, same as Luke. Depending on when it goes out, will depend on the result. You know, if we win, I'll probably be spending most, if not all, the day in Manchester afterwards. So it might not be out until Sunday. But you know, if we draw or whatever, I might go a bit earlier. But we'll see. And then after that, Family Fortunes will be coming next week, I think. And
I don't want to talk about
that. Tonight's just I've got a little rant video coming out about pundits, so enjoy that. That'll be coming out tonight sometime. But Arsenal, Brentford right now. Let's go watch Arsenal lose to Brentford.
Let's do that. I'm guaranteeing there'll be a shoes off for 8 Man U. That's for sure. I'll see that. 100%. There'll be definitely that. Make sure you check all the lads' channels. Thank you as always for watching the Just Joe Football Show. As I say, I won't be doing a watch along tomorrow. I will be elsewhere, but you can join me over there as well. But there will be plenty of Leeds watch alongs. I think Cage is doing one. All Leeds TV, maybe even Connor's doing one. I'm not too sure, but I know All Leeds TV are doing one. But if you want to see me, I'll be on the Don Robbie Show. Make sure you check these guys out, and I'll be back on Sunday with a Daily Leeds and the final word from after this game. Hopefully we win the game. We've got a 2-2, we've got a 4-3 and a 2-1. So either way, Leeds are getting a point, so it's all good. Thank you as always for watching, and enjoy the football. And I'll see you in a minute.
Cheers, mate. See you everyone. Bye-bye.